What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller. Usually I'll be having my New Boys hats on. Unfortunately I don't. And maybe next time I will, but I'm gonna do something a little differently for pertains to me doing this NXT UK review and for the NXT review. So let's get right to it. First off, because I need to get do some catching up for what pertains to doing the reviews of basically what pertains to WWE. So this will be your WWE NXT UK review, the show from April 17th, 2019 in Brooklyn, New York. They were at Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness were your commentators. The show opened up with the Coffee Brothers, Joe and Mark Coffey, versus Raul Mendoza and Humberto Carrillo. And match itself, I thought it was pretty decent. Obviously, the winners were the Coffee Brothers, with Joe Coffey pinning Raul Mendoza to pick up the win. So Coffee Brothers from Gales won the match. Again, I thought it was a decent match. Then we get to Cassius Ohno, kind of promo. Not on the mic though, but basically, so talking about he's what type of guy, to show his own European type of style in NXT UK, and he talks about Ligero. Obviously, that's gonna be his next opponent, and he's gonna show what a veteran is, because Ligero is a veteran too. So we're gonna get two veterans going at each other in the future of NXT UK, which I can't wait to see. Kathy Kelly, Air Jordan, Mark Andrews, Marcel Bardell, Fabian Eichner, Flash Morgan Webster, we're all talking about the NXT Takeover New York match between Walter facing the former champion of the WWE United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne, where they talk about how that good match that was and everything, and then how Pete Dunne wants his rematch and everything, and basically with Walter being the champion. And then also we get Jordan Devlin. He gets to talk about about that match too, and about Pete Dunne about wanting his rematch. And also Walter shows up, and a stare down between Jordan Devlin and Walter, and that was basically it. And there you go. So a teaser there of in the future it's going to be Jordan Devlin versus Walter for the NXT, or should I say the WWE United Kingdom Championship. But at this point, you might just call it the NXT UK Championship, But either way, because I always get mixed up every time I say that. Next we get to Conor Reeves from NXT, the finest. The garbage. Versus the Bomber, Dave Mastiff. Obviously, Dave Mastiff won the match. Conor Reeves, he did held his own a little bit, but Dave Mastiff ends up winning the match. No surprise there. Moving on. We got to Flag Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews talking about being part of in New York, basically talking about Mustache Mountain. I guess they want to challenge them in the tag team match. So yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to more of that when we get to Mustache Mountain from that segment. We have Ramsey interviewing with Dave Mastiff about represents a strong man, and then also Wolfgang shows up and basically taking the exception of Dave Mastiff being called a strong man. So also they start pushing each other, and we get a pull apart between the two. Obviously, a future match between Dave Mastiff and Wolfgang. Good. Can't wait to see that match too. Then we get to Catanzaro versus Rhea Ripley. Match itself pretty decent too. Obviously, Rhea Ripley was dominating the match, and Casey was doing her best to get some good offense in the match. In the end, Rhea Ripley is winning the match with the riptie. And after the match, she added insult to injury to to Casey, and that was basically it. Also, we go backstage. Casey has been is basically trying to collect herself after the beating that she got from Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley shows up, basically talks her down, and then Piper Nevin shows up, and basically Rhea Ripley backs off, and Piper just checking on Capty, and on Casey, and yeah, there you go. Nothing to say about that, but basically a teaser again in the future we're gonna be seeing Piper Niven versus Rhea Ripley. If Rhea Ripley is clear, I don't know how good she is, but we'll find out soon enough, basically. Next we get to Ginny. She was shown earlier on that day, where she was being interviewed about her match against Toni Storm for the NXT Women's Championship, the NXT UK Women's Championship. I meant to say, excuse me. That's Shayna Baszler, by the way, for NXT. This is NXT UK. But anyways, so Ginny was asked a question by a reporter, and then she didn't respond. She just walked away. I think she felt like it was insulting, in a way. So yeah, well, I guess we'll see how that develops even more. So next we get to the Grizzled Young Veterans, which is Zach Gibson and James Drake. They come out there and cut a promo. Obviously, Zach Gibson cuts the promo about how he's Liverpool's #1, and they're in New York City. Not really, it's Brooklyn, New York, but and they say they're the best tag team and soon to be recognized what pertains to the NXT UK Championship titles being the ones is the most prestigious championship title in WWE. So also on the they get ready to have this non-title match they're going to have against Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan. So we get the match. The match itself was pretty good. Basically, I love Zach Gibson's psychology in the match, saying that this is just an exhibition, James. So calm down. Do not get yourself too worked up and everything. Which I love that type of psychology in wrestling, because it's not about the tag belts. It's just a regular match. So there's no need to overwork yourself. So I enjoyed that match. I enjoyed how the match was too. At one point, Zach Gibson was selling the fact that his eardrums was popped up again from, I believe it was his right side of his, his left side of his ear, I meant to say, and he kept saying, James, you got this, man, you got this. He was like holding his ears, because I the last time in this match with his Orny Lorkins, doing that to him, popping his eardrums. So match continues, and finally Jack Gibson gets in the match. Basically, he got back in the ring, and also they all started getting the losing end of the stick of it, and they decided to count out loss. So yeah, Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams ends up winning via countout. So yeah, and we'll see how that develops what pertains to Kenny and Amir getting a future tag team title shot against the Grizzled Young Veterans. Next we get to a final segment here, because that was the final match on the card. We get the final segment of Pete Dunne, of what's next for Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne says he's not done. He says he's been champion for 685 days. He says he remembers winning the belt, and he's been in a lot of takeovers. He's been on Monday Night Raw. He's been at the Royal Rumble. He went toe to toe with Walter, and unfortunately he was unsuccessful. And he says he wants a rematch, and that's how the show ended. So yeah, there you go. That was the show. Talking about wrestling for WWE NXT UK from April 17th, 2019. I believe it was 4 matches. Yes, it was 4 matches. And my overall rating for the show, I'm gonna go 6.5 out of 10. Basically 6.5 out of 10. There you go. So that being said, thank you all for watching. It's the Natural Born Driller saying peace on the streets. Take care, folks.